initiative that is growing seaweed for a sustainable future. My name is Eliza Harrison, and my partners are Emily Keon and Lucy Best.
Our dying oceans are one of the most pressing issues facing human society. 70% of the oxygen we breathe comes from marine plants, yet we've designed a global system that encourages plastic consumption, pollution, and climate change, all of which damage the marine environment. At the same time, we are emitting greenhouse gases at an unprecedented rate, causing coastal areas to be washed away by rising seas. In fact, the area around this very building is expected to be underwater in just over 80 years. To move away from these destructive practices, we created Phyta, a new and sustainable model for seaweed cultivation. Seaweed can be used in anything, and growing it brings heaps of benefits to the planet and our global community by removing excess carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Think of seaweed as nature's solar panel. With Phyta, we are harnessing energy from the sun through photosynthesis to grow one of the world's most underutilized resources. And we've already started with our pilot farm.
Our process is simple. With support from the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, we will develop relationships with fishing cooperatives looking for a source of supplemental income. Individuals from these cooperatives install the farm structure and harvest the seaweed. Using existing distribution networks for small-scale fisheries, Phyta then sells that seaweed at a competitive rate to producers of alternative microplastics and personal hygiene products. Finally, we'll boost our profits drastically by selling credits for eliminating marine pollutants. These credits will serve as a growing consumer demand for corporations to be more responsible with regard to the environment. As for competition, Phyta will thrive in seaweed's growing markets. Seaweed can be a valuable input for everything from plastic substitutes to personal hygiene products. And as the regulatory environment increasingly turns against harmful items like traditional plastics, the demand for seaweed as an alternative input will skyrocket far beyond current supply. That's where Phyta comes in. Our provisionally patented ocean farming structure is more durable, safe, sustainable, and effective for harvesting seaweed. And because of our profits in the pollution removal credit sector, we'll be able to sell our seaweed below the market rate. This means that working with us makes financial sense for our customers. To that end, we have an MOU with DuPont, Tate & Lyle to buy our seaweed, as well as multiple LOIs from credit buyer organizations in the US and Europe. In terms of unit economics, we predict that it will cost $4 to produce 1 kilogram of seaweed from our farms. If we sell that seaweed at the competitive rate of $13, we'll produce a profit of $9 per kilogram. However, there is a huge opportunity in the pollution removal credit system, from which we can get $47 per kilogram of seaweed from our farm. But that's just 1 kilogram. Since each farm produces 1,930 kilograms of seaweed, our total profits come out to over $100,000 per farm annually. As for long-term projections, we predict that we will break even in our 6 months selling just the seaweed, not even the credits. And with over 10 million people impacted through Phyta's environmental, social, health, and financial benefits, our transformative effect is guaranteed.
But with profits this large, we can go even further with our social impact. Our partners in commercial industries will use developing technology to isolate compounds in seaweed necessary for plastic production. Working with them, we'll then sell the remaining nutrient-rich seaweed, which would otherwise be waste, to cattle farmers. Seaweed contains proteins, vitamins, and omega fatty acids, all of which benefit not only the cows, but also humans who eat their beef and dairy products. We've also partnered with Deep Kappa, an AI startup who will help us use deep learning to improve the efficiency of our farms. Our plan is to use marine sensors to identify water conditions that optimize our yields, so we can use this data as we move forward. In addition to our social impact, Phyta has a number of environmental benefits. The seaweed from each farm requires no fresh water to grow. It also absorbs as much carbon as 2,400 trees due to the fact that seaweed is 5 times more effective at removing carbon than any land-based plant. Finally, feeding seaweed to cows makes them burp less, reducing their methane emissions by up to 99%. Of course, none of this works if cows don't like seaweed. Fortunately, that's not the case.
And the only ones who like seaweed more than cows do are us, which is why we are a great team to bring this venture forward. We have experience in the seaweed cultivation industry, but we also bring a varied range of skill sets to this project. And although it's just the three of us up here today, we have worked with a number of advisors who have provided invaluable input, and their backgrounds range from everything from environmental engineering to business and finance.
Ultimately, we are so excited to have an impact this large while still running a profitable business. Armed with patented technology and a passion for social good, Phyta has the opportunity to dramatically affect our global community. So join us in growing Phyta and help change the world one seaweed farm at a time. Thank you.